So this is the parking space. Starts here, finishes here. So the only thing to say about this is that the county plow comes pretty close to those metal posts there and then makes the turn here. And it's crucial that it understands where to make the turn if your car is under 4 feet of snow. So perhaps I'd say I'd keep the car parallel, at least at the corner there. And then after that, you can park 45 degrees. So I think the idea is you can probably get, 4 cars here. So it's not uncommon to have to plow the path. And even sometimes it's desirable to come down with the snowblower, and you can back up and climb back up again, no problem. Much more difficult is to bring up the snow blower up there, although I did that, but it's better to do it with 2 people. But either way, the jacuzzi guy needs to do some maintenance, so we need to keep a path somehow. They are pretty quick at having an excuse for not doing it. So little outhouse here is kind of convenient for skis, so welcome to use that. There is also a connector to a cable that goes to the basement for a potential generator. So that might be useful, of course, if you lose electricity for too long, which has never happened, but one never knows. There is the bear alarm, which, once it's all hooked up, is great. It keeps those guys out, so you just push it on. And then after a while of thinking, here in this case it's not closed, so it's not going to lock, but it's armed and there is a blinking green light when that works. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to put that on, I guess, the bear alarm while you're gone during the week, because one never knows with these guys. They haven't been very active this year, but who knows. Once you're in the house, there's nothing too exceptional except for those light switches that controls the ceiling, so that's fine. But this one is actually for the counter here. Not too easy to find. The purifying water is not working. I guess I tried to make it work, but inoperative at the moment. Consequently, so are the ice cubes. The cooktop is by induction. Is a little strange. You gotta press that one to turn it on. You could, for example, get that to start. To start another burner, you gotta press that again, and then say start another burner. So you would have 2 right now. It requires metallic pans, otherwise it won't work. I haven't talked much about the networking. We're connected with Suddenlink, and it gives us a 100 megabit throughput, so very nice, except when there is no power. And there's no sense in thinking about putting this on battery backup, etc., because actually most of their routers in the valley may be out, unless this is a power problem with the house itself. The password, I leave the thing here, so that at least you'll be able to connect to that easily. I think most TVs and Blu-ray players, etc., are connected wirelessly to the router, so probably not a good idea to change the password. By the way, that printer is connected to the network also, but in case you can't connect it, you can always get the driver using the USB. And that is a workable fax machine. I keep it off so that it doesn't conflict with the phone. But that's it for that. So this is the internet phone hub, I guess. And it's connected directly to Suddenlink. So theoretically, you would have a 911 service on this, provided that you have electricity, I suppose. So that's the disadvantage, but anyway, at least Verizon gets good reception here. So one thing with this outlet, it looks like the circuit is not capable of supporting the hairdryer and the heater, for example, that you would have plugged in on that circuit. So keep that in mind. Just turn off, make sure you remember to turn off the one or the other, and then you're good to go. But if the circuit breaker pops, It's near the washing machine downstairs. The safe, unfortunately, is broken, so no way to get that open. In case you wonder what's that up there, well, this is my power backed up router and smart things that keeps track of the sensors, for example, the jacuzzi temperature, that kind of thing. So no need for you to interface with that. The camera, by the way, is hooked up to that, and I'll show you that. Camera allows you to have a pretty good view of the staircase, the entrance, and the snow level. So before taking a trip, you can check what's going on there. I think it's pretty nice. More or less this view, and I'll have to give you the access and the password. So the thermostat can also be accessed from the internet, and I left the instructions right here. So, subject, one comment: if you're doing the fire here, the clearance is a little bit too tight the way the furniture is installed. So may have to push this, actually remove the end, and push that sofa. Basement, my favorite place. I'm sure not yours. So I left a few tools in case you need some for something. This is the backup generator I've been talking about. So this thing is able to pull out 5,000 watts continuously, and the first circuit there with the round is where you would plug it into that that little outhouse back there. So you'd have to roll it out of here, and again, same procedure, check the oil, make sure there's enough gas, and then you're good to go for several hours. It's quite a noisy unit as well. Hopefully you don't get to use it at all.
Stuck together,
right?
And so that's all the buildup and debris that's clogging and changing the fuel flow.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to replace them, I guess.
Nope, that's what I'm gonna do here, and then also replace the filter.
Okay, excellent. We're servicing the heater so that we know for sure that everything is perfect for you guys, and everything looks okay now. So he's gonna continue that, and meanwhile I continue with my little emergency explanations or potential emergency situations. So what this is a sump pump with many hours of electrical backup in case there is no power. And of course there are some sensors at the end of that, which are supposed to tell me what's happening here, but it's happened only once every 30 years. And it was last year, unfortunately, where there were 15 feet of snow and some torrential rain on top of that. So this is the motivation for that equipment. Theoretically, you have nothing to do, but obviously, if you hear a siren or something, then you know, it would be a good time to call me. And if you're not here, I hope my sensor can tell me what's going on. So that little gray box in the left there is actually the outlet for the generator, and of course hopefully we don't have to deal with that, but typically you could be able to power up those things as well as the furnace, for example, but it's never happened. So one last consideration with respect to the heat. You know, downstairs traditionally is cooler, and one would have the tendency to think that it's a good idea to close some vents upstairs and then try to get more heat downstairs, but that's not a good practice for the furnace. So make sure you actually keep all those vents open, otherwise the furnace may shut off prematurely and then get restarted, etc., and it's a pretty unhealthy situation apparently. So we just had the furnace serviced. Everything looks good, so you should be in good shape with that. If you have any questions, make sure you give me a call, no problem. So while on that furnace subject, this is the control. So I normally use medium on the fan, and that brings down the heat quite well. May want to keep that in mind. Okay, great. Thanks for watching, and have a great vacation. Bye.